Hello, do you hear me?
Yes, I do. Hi, Christian.
Oh, hello. I was a bit worried that my audio setup switched to the completely wrong component, but I think this is now good.
I hear you too.
By the way, Karsten was around, but I think he left just 1 second before you joined.
Yeah, I had connectivity issues.
Okay.
So we don't have particular items on the agenda, but I still didn't want to cancel the meeting in full because we might use the opportunity to get a bit of better bearings of what we want to do during these interims, and if it's just going through like a meta agenda for the larger time, I think that could be valuable. But as I understand, the big items during this during this interim series will be the topic of CBOR 2.0, and with Carsten just having left, that might be a bit hard to get bearings on. We do have the topic of CBOR Pact and time tag, but CBOR Pact is, in my understanding, largely depending on reviews, and time tag is waiting for whatever comes out of Sedate. So does any of you have items that we should keep track of? Hello, Carsten. Good to have you back. Sorry. Carsten, other part. Are you around now? I heard Marco and Michael speaking, but I don't hear you.
So how about this?
Much better. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not sitting at my usual desk, so
Yeah, here.
just had to configure the computer here.
Okay. I'd like to briefly go through what we want to achieve before the next ITF, and what we do need to do with the current documents, and whether there is anything new coming up that we should keep track of during the interims.
Right.
On the topic, so the documents that we have currently being worked on are time tagged and packed. Is time tag still pending on the state work? I understand it is.
Yeah, we probably could finish what needs to be done to the time tag document while Sedate is in its finishing touches. The main issue in Sedate right now is that actually RFC 3339 has some interoperability problems that we probably need to address by actually doing an update to 3339, which we were explicitly chartered not to do. So that is interesting. But the parts that actually migrate over to the time tag should be stable by now. So we could be doing this.
Does it make sense to push time tag to the point where it will be misref on the date now, or is there any other point where you would prefer to halt this?
I would expect Sedate to be fast enough that this is pretty much moot. So I think we can just push those two documents together.
Okay, great.
I mean, the time tag is registered. People are using it, so it's not like we are in a particular rush there.
Yeah. Then CBOR Pact is, as I understand, waiting for reviews and implementations.
Correct.
One of the promised both reviews and implementations being mine, as I'm aware of.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to keep that on the upper half of the list of pending items. And the big thing that does not have a document yet is the topic of CDDL 2.0. Is this something where we should invite particular groups of people to join interims? Is this something where we just need input on the mailing lists? How do we get this rolling? Because my understanding end of last year was that it would somehow be squished into the end of 2021.
Yes.
It's okay that this didn't happen, but I'd like to get a better grasp on what we need for this to progress.
Yeah, I think we still need some implementation effort to validate the rough ideas that are in the freezer document and in the slideware that has been generated since that. And so yeah, the next step is to actually get this implemented, learn something from the implementation, and then adjust the specifications. Yeah, the idea, of course, is to have this done before the internet draft deadline for 1.15.
Would you mind updating the freezer in between then? Because given that it has expired, it's lost a lot of visibility.
Yeah, we probably need to do that. I agree.
And if some of that is only in slideware, I think it would be within what is suitable to reference these slides even in the draft as, by the way, there is additional work going on here and there.
Yeah, it might also be possible to just copy over the slideware into the draft.
That might even be better. Yes.
Yep. Okay, so action point for me is to update and resubmit the freezer document.
Please do. Outside of these three, is there anything coming up that I've lost track of?
Well, I must admit I'm really unprepared because I only noticed some 40 minutes ago that we were going to have this meeting.
La-di-da-di-da.
Yeah, I know the Riot Summit was a really important event this week, so maybe we should have canceled things earlier. But yeah, so I think it's likely that things will come up in one way or the other. We still have the whole issue of map-like data structures that we haven't had a really urgent use case that has forced us to complete that work, but I would expect that to happen at some point. And of course, the CDDL work is it's not yet entirely clear what will be in the next version, and so that also might spawn some additional activities beyond the main document. And Michael writes that he volunteered to prepare stuff for CBOR using other working groups, and he still thinks it's important, but he's on a train now, and he would like to brainstorm this. I'm available for brainstorming. Not today. Yep. Not today for me either.
Same here. I'd be happy to join in that. maybe just send something out to whomever you consider suitable, or the list, and let's talk about that whenever that's ready. Okay. Any other business? Marco, Ira, Xiang?
Not from my side.
What's the topic
Go ahead.
to discuss tonight? Morning. This morning, it's already deep night in China. I want to know the topic you are discussing.
Yeah, sorry. Given that we did not have any concrete topic, the only thing that was left on the agenda was the regular item of which documents do we have and what do we have to do to progress them. So there was no single concrete item that was on the list.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Any further comments, questions? For otherwise, I would adjourn this meeting and see you in 2 weeks.
I would just I'd like to remind people that I'm not going to be present in the meeting in 2 weeks from now. So I would expect to have something to say about CDDL in the meeting 4 weeks from now.
Okay. So then we'll take care to decide on whether or not we'll have the meeting in 2 weeks in due time before that, if there's anything on the agenda or not. Okay. Thanks, everyone. See you in 2 or 4 weeks. Bye.
What will be the next meeting? When will be the next after tonight?
There is one scheduled for in 2 weeks, but this will only happen if something is put on the agenda, and if not, there will be a mail in due time before this that informs you that the meeting does not happen. And Marco also posted the link to the meetings in the chat just a moment ago.
Okay, thank you. Now.
Thank you. See you then.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.会议结束了。 Okay.